Hey friends, yet another video. I've had a lot that I've needed to post lately and I'm trying to catch up. So this one, some of you might have already guessed, is an update on the fish that seizured. And of course the front of his tank is dirty. Um, I'll tell you straight away that it's been about 2 weeks and he hasn't had any seizure activity at all. And I still am convinced that his issues stem from getting overexcited, overstimulation, from being in a tank with a lot of other fish. And he would have times of remittance from that where he wouldn't have that activity, and I think those are probably the times that the census in that tank went down and that he wasn't as excited. And then when Dan would get in new fish, he would probably have the seizure reoccur from overstimulation. It was always during eating time, Dan said. So what I've done here, of course, just to refresh us, is I brought him, or Dan sent him rather, and I put him in a tank by himself initially, and no seizure activity. He ate the first night he was here, and then in a couple of days I added in a couple of little Corydoras, and they're in there. And then I added a Gambusia, a juvenile mosquito fish, which is still in there. And the rainbow we're talking about is actually right in the center of the screen, looking at me. I do sit in here and observe these fish and enjoy these fish. Oh, I've got some puppies over here ready to eat. Those are Melanotania trifasciata, Blythe River Collection Point. These are some really nice rainbows that are in this room. I don't remember what Dan told me this guy was, but I need to find out and get him some mates in here. There he comes. Call all of them he. So, but yeah, he's got lots of friends around him. These are the Sexlaniata, Taboobill, I'm guessing, Collection Point. These are the Rubrostrata, Rawabiru Collection Point. So these are another group of good eaters, the fish that like to eat. Of course, I always rotate. These are actually a lot prettier than we're seeing. The finnage on these guys is spectacular, but the lighting's not good enough in there. It is good enough, but the tank's covered with floating plants. So let's feed this guy and see how he does. These are bug bite granules. You can see he's not overly excited. And yes, I do want some to fall to the bottom. So there's one of our little Corydoras. I don't want to get away from him and miss a seizure, but so far he's had done nothing the whole, I don't know, 3-4 weeks he's been here. Let's see the other Cory, but it's in there. The Gambusia stays hidden most of the time. In fact, I may add another Gambusia. Now there's a possibility it can go through the slits up at the tops of these tanks. Can we get down there? Yeah, you might be able to see them a little bit. Right up at water level. Can definitely see them through there. Um, but yeah, there's a possibility he could go from tank to tank to tank, the Gambusia. Heard a big splash in the living room. No seizure activity. Give him a little more there. Crumbled him up a little smaller. He took the biggest one. His name is Dan, by the way. Dan's Fish. Those pieces look so big with zoomed in. That'll be perfect for the little Cory cats. Ah, and they're already at work. I'm glad to see that. I'm just feeding once a day in here. There's the Gambusia. I missed him. Here he is. It's actually a she. Yeah. Those guys are voracious eaters. Let me give her a couple little pieces. There she goes. Where the heck is she? Sometimes he'll mess with her a little bit. He'll chase her. So I think that's one reason she hides, but he can't do anything to really hurt her. So she's eating good too. All right, guys. So that's where we're at with the seizing rainbow that doesn't seize now. But yeah, I'm gonna get with Dan and see if I can try to get a couple. If I had to guess, I would think that's a male. But yeah, I need to get a couple females if it is. Not really planning to breed them, but just so it's got some buds. Can live its best life. And I have one more look at these guys. The Trifasciatus, Melanotania, or Melanotania, depending on your pronunciation. Sorry. Those are the Glossolepsis multisquamatus. And those are the Melanotania, the species Kahunga. They have not been, what am I, identified, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's not, they haven't been named yet. And here's my big male. Where'd he go? Godia. Karura. This one needs some more food. More Gambusia. Bunch of them in there. They look like big guppies. I can focus on them. Here, this video's already 9 minutes, so let me do a little close-up of some of these eating, as they are gorgeous fish. And like I said, the Gambusia can scoot over from tank to tank, so there are several of them in the upper tanks. These guys are awesome too. They were ready to eat. And then look at these guys here. They're pretty awesome too. And there's some Gambusia all the way over here, or there were. These are the ones that haven't been whatever yet. They're not named. And there are actually some baby Gambusia all the way over in this tank. He's hiding back there. I'd say he'll come up pretty quick. There, he sees his food. How about that? These plants are from Ginger Graves. I pilfered a few of the offshoots. I need some more gravel in here though. It's not enough to keep them rooted. Alright guys, appreciate you listening to a 10-minute ramble and update on the non-seizing rainbow fish. And I'm going to leave you alone and feed these guys all another round. They're all due water change tomorrow. That's why their waters are all down. I keep it to the top of it. You can see they're to the top of the name tags. So they're down about an inch, 3/4 of an inch, but they'll get a water change tomorrow. Take care.